Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back. This is the Pirate Stack podcast. I got Syrkatrii. He's going to be hanging out with us on this podcast and just chilling, talking about whatever. I'm drinking a Monster right now. He doesn't know. I just started the stream. We're all getting our sodas and water to start the stream. Might as well just start it, get it over with. And this is a live stream, so we'll be interacting with maybe some viewers during the stream as well. Yeah. Oh, and by the way, I went ahead and just turned the stream on. So,
okay.
Welcome, Syrkatrii.
All right. Now I had to mute it because I could hear myself.
Oh, nice. So what'd you end up getting to drink?
I got some delicious Fiji water.
Bottled from Fiji, or is that just a myth?
It's the bottled Fiji brand.
So it's not bottled from Fiji?
I don't know if it's from Fiji. I know it's National Artesian Water. Or natural. Not national. I can't read.
National. That's funny. I heard there's okay, so of course you know Mike Tyson. He has like this bird farm kind of thing, like a he has lots of birds. I don't know what you call it, like a bird sanctuary thing. And he only gives them like I heard it was like Fiji water or Smart water. He only gives them that in the bottle.
Well, The reason that most people prefer this type of water is because it's spring water. It's naturally cleansed. It's not. They don't use any preservatives or anything. It's all naturally cleaned. So they use like rocks and as a natural filter.
You know, I wonder if they have to get like a rights to that, or like if we can just go out there and just bottle our own water and sell it.
Not unless you want to go out to the Amazon and copyright every fucking waterfall you see.
That's my waterfall. That's my waterfall. Yeah. That's my waterfall. Copyright
this
claims.
Is mine, and this is mine, and this is mine.
That's funny. So like I said before the stream, I wanted to ask you about your VR. So I never used VR. Well, I'm lying if I say that. I used it once, and it's pretty cool how graphically it is. Like when you put the headset on and we were like walking around this house, like everything seemed like it was almost real. It was tripping. Like I was on some kind of drug, and I would just look around, and everything would move around with me, and I can like interact. That's the only experience I have with it. But you do it every day on your channel. Tell me about the VR stuff.
I mean, I've actually cut back in the last, I would say, 2-3 weeks or so, just mainly spending time off stream. But what I would say is, it's not really, like too graphically like up there in terms of like what people think. Obviously, it depends on what type of headset that you have. Right. Oculus. Some people prefer Oculus. Some people prefer HTC, or some people will prefer the newest one that just came out called the Valve.
See, I don't even know what any of those are. I have heard the Oculus, but like the versions of everything, I have no idea.
Well, it's all dependent on price, because right now the Valve is like the most expensive one. It's like $1,000 for the headset.
That's the one from like Steam Valve, right?
Yeah, Steam, it's the one that Steam put out for their service. And the thing about it is their controllers are much more creative, because of the fact that with the controllers that I use, it's like holding two saber hilts. You know what I mean? Okay. Or like handles. And with the Valve Index, what it is it's almost like a slip-on, and it goes over your palm of your hand, and it actually tracks your finger movement. Oh. So it's much more, like I would say,
intuitive or
yeah,
cognitive. I don't know.
Interactive, I'd say, is a better word. Yeah.
Now you stream VR. How is that possible? Do you like just hook up an HDMI to your goggle set and then you're good to go?
So basically, the way first of all, it runs on 3 power sources. A USB 3.0 is needed, and then you also have to plug it into the wall in order to power the
Wait, you have to plug your headset into the wall?
Well, there's a special it comes with a special plug extension. Like this cord is long. It's about 15 feet. and then you plug the HDMI. I plug it into a splitter, so this way I can split between, you know, desktop and virtual reality. So this way I can switch between the two, and essentially make sure all that the firmware is updated and whatnot. And
Now,
pretty much
I have been seeing a lot lately that the Saber game, the one where you hit, it's like Guitar Hero, but with like lightsabers.
Beat Saber.
What's it called?
It's called Beat Saber.
Oh, Beat Saber. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's been pretty much dominating my YouTube recommendation page. I guess because of the music I listen to, and they're like, hey, would you like to listen to the music and watch people whack at little colored squares on the screen at the same time? I'm like, all right.
Mm-hmm.
But you do like VR chat, right?
Yeah, I mainly that's kind of the main game that I've been playing as of recent. And the reason I like that game is because there's many creative people in the game, not just in terms of avatar creation, but in world creation as well. All of these worlds and all these avatars that you see, you know, on YouTube, especially on my channel, are all created through a program on your computer called Unity. It's the exact same program that you would use to build video games.
Can you build it in the game as you're going, or do you have to do it outside of the VR world?
No, you can actually. It's not connected to Steam. It's its actual own app.
All right.
You could be in the game and making a world or making an avatar at the same time that you're running the game. So it's almost like a real time kind of thing.
Okay, that's pretty cool. Somewhat like the Minecraft, but for the VR world.
Oh yeah, and I've seen many worlds over the past year and a half that I've been playing it. Like everything from like a 3D rendered, fully made version of Hogwarts. Like you could fully explore Hogwarts.
Wow.
And they've even had, you know, cool planet side stuff. You know, like you can see solar systems, you can see forests, mountains. I mean, whatever you want, really. The sky's the limit.
That's pretty cool. I always wanted to visit Hogwarts, just so I can, you know, see what you know, which class I'm going to be in, Gryffindor, you know, Slytherin, or Ravenclaw.
Yeah.
You know?
It is a definite for VR, but to answer the question, I was sorry, I got off track. The overall experience in and of itself is going to be a new thing, because when you go from desktop to your first VR experience, it's a massive jump. A very massive jump, because it's not like, you know, putting your phone onto a special headset and then looking at stuff through your phone. That is something of a VR experience, but it's not the authentic VR experience. Like the ability to move your hands and see them in the game move with you is just insane. And I actually I went a bit further and I bought 3 trackers, 2 for my ankles and 1 for my hip, so I can actually see my full body moving in the game.
That's funny. Now, how do you listen to chat? Like, do you have it on text to speech, or can you see the chat in VR?
I can see the chat in VR. So what I have is a program called OVR Drop. Most people have a newer app called OVR Toolkit, but it's the exact same thing, except one's better, obviously.
Right.
But what the software does is it essentially allows you to look at any window that's selected, as long as the window is seen on the screen. So like if I flip over, like I have chat set to my bottom, the bottom of my left palm. So if I look at the bottom of if I look at my palm while I'm streaming, then I can see chat. And then when I rotate it down, it hides from view. So all my alerts are on my chat. So
that's pretty cool, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like a Fallout, you know, little wrist thing, you know, where you can see everything.
Like a Pip-Boy.
Yeah, like a Pip-Boy. Yeah, it's been a while since I played Fallout. Now, would you ever play that VR?
I don't know about Fallout. I have Skyrim in virtual reality, and that's pretty fun.
I've seen a lot of people play that. That is something that I always wanted to do, was play Skyrim, or just any of the. I mean, like Morrowind's pretty cool, but Skyrim probably has the best graphics at the moment. I mean, I play some Elder Scrolls, so I don't know how that would I mean, be in VR, since it's an online service game.
Mm-hmm.
He's telling me my mic's kind of low, so let me lower you a little bit and increase me.
Yeah, not a problem.
Now, how'd you come up with your name, Syrkatrii?
Oh, um, so I would say this has to go back many, many years. So like
All
back
right.
in 2011. So from 2010 to 2014, I was in a metal band for
All
quite
right.
a while, and we were, I've done 3 records with them. We went on tour around the Midwest, as far as Texas, Kansas, my home state of Oklahoma, Missouri, and we were looking to branch out to other places, like going even further as north as Michigan and as far west as Cali.
Michigan.
We were yeah, we were looking to go pretty far because we have friends in Michigan,
Right.
so we'd be able to at least have kind of a foothold up there. So while that project was going on, I started writing stuff on FL Studio,
Oh yeah, yeah. I
doing.
remember that. I used to make some beats off that.
So yeah, I started writing music, and I wanted it kind of to be its separate project from
All
what I
right.
was doing in the metal project. But I couldn't think of a name for it for the longest time, and like the original first name that I came up with for it was DJ Circuit, and I was like, well, I'm not a DJ because I'm not working with I'm not a disc jockey.
Right.
So I just took that out and added circuit, and it just still didn't fit. So I was like, well, what if I just did circuitry, plural? I was like, okay, but I'm not satisfied with the spelling. Like it's like I want this. I want something. If someone sees this name, I want it to immediately be attributed to me. So I
Right.
googled the word circuitry multiple times, and the one that did not pop up was my current one that I have. So I immediately took the name back in 2014, and I started my YouTube channel in 2015. So a good
Yeah,
portion
but
of my.
if it didn't pop up, how'd you know to even create it like that? Like you
Well, I
just.
tried different spellings.
Hmm.
Like it wasn't the first spelling that I tried. I tried everything from SIR,
Hmm.
but SY just seemed like so much better. SYR, you know.
Esquire. I'm sure you get a lot of people that butcher. Um,
Oh, trust me, every day. Sky Catrali,
oh, that's a good one.
Sky
That sounds
Sky
like an
Cat.
Italian name. Hey, Sky Catrolli, come here.
Well, the most common one is Syrkatrii.
That almost sounds like my last name. I am Italian, and I'll spell you my last name, but I don't want you to say it on the stream.
Nah, I can't even pronounce it if I
Yeah,
tried.
it's almost like your name, Syrkatrii, but just a little bit different. You know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got you. I got you. But yeah, that's kind of the origin of the name. And originally, back when I started the YouTube channel,
All right.
it was originally called Circuitry Gaming. And the reason for this is because there was going to be 3 different channels. There was going to be Circuitry Gaming,
All right.
Circuitry Entertainment, and then Circuitry Music, which entertainment was going to mainly revolve around vlogs and skits and stuff.
Right.
And the music channel was going to be exactly self-explanatory. It was going to be mainly music and tutorials and stuff like that, me playing guitar or something like that.
Right.
But as time went on, I was like, man, trying to even set up these other 2 channels is just going to be a hassle. So I just said screw it, and I just took gaming off of the word circuitry and
Right.
just changed the nano channel name back.
Hmm. Yeah.
And
I had a few. I've always wanted to make like 5 channels, but starting out, like to divide my efforts into all of them and try to get subscribers for each different one, it just took too much work. I just combined everything into one until like almost 3 years later. I just made my second channel now as a podcast channel. But I mean,
mhm.
it's a lot of work trying to divvy up your time because reaching out to people to try to get them to subscribe, that's an effort in itself. And to try to divvy up subscribers and followers and all that stuff, it's a lot of work.
Hmm. Oh yeah, it's definitely a lot of work. I mean, here's the thing: even when I made the jump over to Twitch, there was a good portion of people that said, that they
Why'd
weren't
you do
going to
that?
come over and.
Why'd you go over to Twitch?
All right, this is kind of a long story, but I'll try and simplify it. So basically, I did have a YouTube partnership before they changed the whole policy system. I was able to put ads on my videos
Right.
back
You
in
talking about
2016.
Adpocalypse with PewDiePie?
No, no, no. This is like the adpocalypse. Actually, this happened before the apocalypse, I think. But what happened was I had ads on my channel, and
Right.
then they got taken away because YouTube changed their policies the first time, which the first one was you had to have 10,000 lifetime views. And I
Oh
was like,
yeah,
oh,
yeah, I
okay.
remember that. Okay, yeah, the I remember that, and then the one that messed that up was I think PewDiePie itself.
Yeah, I don't know if PewDiePie was really like the overall, like most people say that he caused the adpocalypse. I really don't believe that was the case. I think there was many things that caused it,
Well, I think
namely,
he broke the straw. Like, I mean, it was building up, and then it was
well,
just
I don't think it was him. I think it was more or less, kind of a vendetta. Like if I can't take down this guy, I'm going to take down the whole platform.
yeah. I mean that's
Kind
what
of thing.
happened. That's what caused the apocalypse because of his thing. They decided to get all the advertisers to be like, hey, you guys are promoting your stuff on this channel, and then it just cascaded. Everybody's channels. The ads were pulling out of everybody.
Hmm. Yeah. Again, I just don't think like it was like he may have started it, but the thing is that I don't think he was the one that really caused it.
Right.
Because you can start a fire, but there's always a cause for the fire.
Right.
Cause and effect, I guess, is lack of a better term. But anyway, so I grinded for months all throughout 2017. I was streaming every single night trying to get
Right.
to the 10,000 view mark. And, I was like, okay, I finally hit 10,000 views. I'm going to go ahead and submit my channel for review. I submitted it. And the message that popped up says, thank you for applying for the partnership program. We'll let you know in 7 business days where your channel stands. I was
Right.
like, okay. Well, the 7 days, I kid you not, on the seventh day, when I was supposed to be emailed, they announced their newest policy. They said, now you need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time.
Yep. When
And
when
I got
exactly did you start your channel? Which month?
May 13th of 2016.
I made mine October of 17. Um, and that was, I think, 2 months, no, 3 months before the change. So I remember all that happening. I also got monetized. The moment I got monetized, maybe
Hmm.
about 2 weeks later, they changed it and I became demonetized.
Yeah, it was just disheartening because I put so much work
Right.
into getting those 10,000 views. And I was like, you know what? After the change, I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'm just going to focus on just growing my channel, and we're going to keep uploading content and
Right.
just keep it going. And then, so after all of that, then I started realizing there were a lot more problems. Notifications weren't going out to
Yep.
people, like they didn't know I was going live. The copyright claim system to me was the biggest out of all of it. I was getting false DMCA or false copyright claims from the stupidest of companies and the stupidest of circumstances as
Yep.
well. Like people like legit just plagiarizing and finding ways around the publishing rights for certain songs. Like hell, you had someone doing a fucking monologue
Mm-hmm.
over Skyrim's opening theme song that
Right.
got claimed. Yeah.
I had one
So.
where my fan was my air conditioning's on in the background. There was
Mhm.
no music. It's just me talking in the video. It got claimed by UMG for Eminem. But I
Uh,
had no music on. It was just my fan going whoosh 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 in the background. And they waited a whole 30 days to take that down when I appealed it.
mhm. Oh yeah,
Just small
it's like
stupid stuff.
oh yeah, it was and the thing of it is that most of the claims were on videos that were over 3 hours, and you can't go back and fix that.
No, not really.
Not in post production,
I mean,
especially
I
when the
have
videos are
had some videos that YouTube would allow me to fix or change, or the enhancement tab where you can go and crop that were past 3 hours. Like I had one where it's like 6 hours. It's like, all right, you're gonna let me crop in and edit out some of the other crap, sure. But I mean, like, it's only like one or two videos that I can definitely remember that were like 6 hours beyond that let me crop it. But I mean, after
yeah.
2-3 hours, you can't touch that video.
Yeah, it's like I had an Alien Isolation video that was over 6 hours. A few of my Overwatch streams got claimed,
Right.
and yeah, I got sick of the claims to the point where it was just like, sure, these people are doing it, but then it started getting to a point where people were claiming on purpose just to troll me,
Oh
because
wow.
it was like absolutely sickening to watch this. And then they like the claims are gone now. Like I
Right.
only have 2 claims on my channel. And I was like, you know what? I'll let those two claims be. Everything else is gone because of YouTube's new policy on copyright claiming and monetizing certain videos,
Right.
especially if the segment is so small that they can't actually get away with it, you know? So I'm happy that at least YouTube did something about that. I'm just sad that it took them 2 years to do it.
Right. Right.
So it's
Um,
like, and this was back in 2018. I was already winding down from, the Skyrim stuff because I was burning myself out, really. Like, I love the game and I still play it. But after a while, it just completely just, it starts to become a little bit more of a detriment. Like, VR chat is doing the same thing to me right now. Like, I love the game. I love playing it. And I just wanted to base one thing that keeps me going on VR chat is like talking about um, friends, actually
right.
having friends to actually go on, and that continuously keeps me going back.
Yeah, I talk about leaving YouTube all the time, but I mean, I feel like Twitch is kind of going through its own ad apocalypse right now with all the big, Twitch streamers swapping and all, a lot of people are rotating platforms. Like a lot of people are going to Mixer, Twitch people leaving to come to YouTube, YouTube's leaving to Twitch. Like there's a lot of just crossover going right now. I mean, yeah, I stream on Twitch and Mixer and Twitter,
Hmm.
but have I seen much success from any of them? Not really. I mean, yeah, I'm monetized on YouTube, but it's barely anything,
Hmm.
and most of the time it's just my members. I'm sure on Twitch you guys they're called subscribers, right?
Yeah, we have subscriber rewards for like over here on YouTube. You have the join button. It's the same as YouTube having a join button.
I liked it when it said sponsor. Not a lot of people like when they made that swap to
Hmm.
join and memberships. It confused a lot of people because sponsorship sounds so much cooler. Like, hey, I get to sponsor this YouTuber. Now it's like, well, I join. Now I'm like a member. Like, I don't know. I like the word play on it. The sponsor, I think more
Yeah.
people were inclined to sponsor a YouTuber versus just joining. Like, I don't want to join. I want to sponsor the guy.
Well, I don't know. I guess it really just comes down to how you interpret the word join or sponsor.
Well, from what I read, okay, thinking about it now, a lot of YouTubers, the higher up YouTubers, were calling it memberships anyways, and I remember thinking about it now. The article was talking about YouTube was just taking over the best practice from these YouTube channels, and those channels kind of like persuaded YouTube to change it to memberships and join. I think something to do with actual sponsorships, but I mean, as a YouTuber who doesn't have any sponsorships, I can kind of understand that. It gets
Yeah, yeah.
confusing.
Well, yeah. I mean, nowadays, that's monetization is really not so much a reliant thing. Most people are going through third parties such as sponsorships, endorsements, and Patreon nowadays. Like monetization is just so terrible on the platform right now. Some people are saying you could make $2,000 one month and 50,000 the next month. It's never really like Twitch is no different. It really depends on how well you do in order to maintain your subscribers. So really,
Right.
Twitch is more driven by your community rather than by monetization. Like I still get ads. I can put ads on my stream if I wanted to.
Hmm.
So and
Yeah.
I get a royalty
Hmm.
from that. I think it's about like 10 cents.
You talking about on Twitch?
Yes. So
Yeah.
affiliates can now run ads on their streams.
Now, yeah, wasn't that a big thing that only verified Twitch channels or partnered Twitch channels can receive
Yeah.
the ad money from that?
Yes. That was actually that was one thing that the partners could only do. Like there's
Right.
still things that I wish the affiliates could do. I wish we actually had the ability to make our own teams. That can only be done by partnered streamers. So
I
if
don't know
you're
what that is. What's a team?
essentially you can label an organization under your Twitch channel. So where you have your title and then it says team. And basically what that is like if you're part of a private group or something like
Right.
that, like
So like
you
if
know,
you were like Phase, it would show all your Phase people there,
yeah,
like a
exactly.
featured channel. Like these are my people, kind of thing.
Not so much a featured channel, but a featured team. Like it would put the
Right.
name there. But unfortunately, we don't have like no one in my group is partnered yet. We're all grinding.
Don't you have to have like 75 viewers on the daily?
Yes, you have to average 75 viewers in 30 days consistently, by the way. You need, I think, 25 hours of streaming, and it has to
That's
be
not
on
bad.
12 consecutive days.
Yeah, that's not bad at all. I mean, 75 viewers, you pay them all $1 a day. No, that could probably
Um,
get very costly. But you know what?
yeah.
Some channels probably done this. I mean, I mean, you fake it until you make it. They probably paid. I mean, the bots and the paid subscribers and the views. I mean, there's so many websites out there that you want 100,000 views on your channel. It's like $50, and
Hmm.
people pay that like that for like it's nothing. And I mean, my experience with that. So I have a friend who's
Hmm.
going through a rough time, and I kind of paid for like 150 subs for her channel one time, and kind of like cheered her up.
Yeah.
Um, so I've done it one time, but it was all in good intentions. I mean, she only has like 300 subscribers now, but they were pretty quick. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Right now, yeah, the path to partner qualifications are average of 75 viewers, and for 30 days,
Hmm.
uh, stream 25 hours within the 30-day period. So I have 58 hours just for the record, and then stream on 12 different days. I've streamed on 18 different days. So
Could
I've
you
met
tell
two
us
of.
your average viewership? Or I mean, if
Uh,
you want to keep that hidden, that's fine.
no, it's fine. Right now I'm averaging 7.18,
Yeah, that's not
which
bad.
I mean, well, I mean, yeah, it's not bad. I'm not crying about it. Like I say, right now, partnership really isn't in my future. It's something that I'm probably going to look at much further down the line because I need more followers before I even try to go for partner.
Right.
So it's just the way I'm looking at things.
Yeah, I mean, I wish Twitch and YouTube would adopt some things like Mixer. You know how they have the or D Live. I don't know. You ever use D Live?
I've heard of D Live. I just never used the service.
Well,
Much like
um,
Mixer, I've been on there before, but I've just never created an account.
right. D Live has this thing where randomly it will feature any channel on their front page, even if you have 0 viewers. I wish Mixer did that. I wish Twitch. I mean, if you're looking to promote small time channels, do that. That's perfect. Like,
Hmm.
you could just be playing, doing VR, and then randomly you'll just be on their front page.
There have been some VR streamers that have actually appeared on the front page of Twitch,
I'm talking
and
about, well, like, you could have 0 viewers and you'll just be on
uh,
there. Like, not, I mean, not like Twitch where you probably would have to have some traction. Like D Live, they'll just throw you up there. Like, here you go. Good luck.
yeah, yeah, I could see that. I don't know. I think it's just about a business model because I mean you have to also understand that Twitch is also trying to draw in new people and be like, hey, you know what? We have these kind of people here, and really VR chat is kind of in a weird neck of the woods. It's not really, it's not good or bad. It's kind of left of center
Right.
in a way. And I think in that regard, people who are new to the platform, who are coming to see it for the first time, who don't know anything about streaming and know anything about content creation, obviously you want to give them a good first impression. So, like,
Right.
these are the people who represent our brand. These are the people, and they don't want to see someone small. Someone small is not guaranteed to keep them there. It's just like, well, why am I watching this guy when he only has 2 viewers? Where's the people with thousands of viewers?
Yeah, but the
Where's
thing
the
is,
people who
like,
are where are the people who are driving traffic to the platform? That's who I came to see.
me, I don't watch those guys. I want to watch the guy who only has like 10 viewers because then I can interact. Like, if I go to a channel with 1,000 viewers, I'm leaving. Like, if I get in there for some reason I'm in that channel, I'm leaving
Hmm.
because there's
Well,
no
yeah.
way that guy's going to be interacting with me.
Well, yeah, I understand that, and like I say, when it comes to, but again, this is coming down to a business. That's what Twitch is at the end of the
Unless
day,
it's
and they're.
Post Malone, I'll watch him live stream on Twitch.
Hmm. Yeah, for a while I watched Dead Mouse before he stopped, and now it's
Nice.
like there's other people since the coronavirus thing started. A lot more celebrities are starting to use streaming sites like Instagram and Twitter and
TikTok.
TikTok. They're starting to use YouTube.
I got a buddy who streams PUBG, and during Dead Mouse's stream, my buddy was streaming. They got paired up, and my buddy full wiped Dead Mouse's squad, and he has the clip on his channel of Dead Mouse's view and his view. like comparison, so you can see like both teams interacting, and then him full squad wiping Dead Mouse's squad.
Oh wow.
You got a lot of views on that video. Not gonna lie.
Oh yeah. Hey, I'm wondering if Dead Mouse left a comment.
I don't know. I don't even think he cares.
Probably not. I mean, it's a video game at the end of the day. And that's really another thing is like, when it comes to Twitch, a lot of the games, like just gonna throw this out there because it's the newest one. Valorant is the newest
I heard about that
game. It's very similar to CS:GO, very similar to Counter Strike.
I play a lot of CS:GO. I probably have over 2,000 to 3,000 hours on just CS:GO alone.
I would say it's a cross between Overwatch would be a bad example. Apex Legends would be a better example. So Apex Legends crossed over with Counter Strike.
When I hear Apex Legends, because I play that a lot, high intense octane, like the game could be over so fast. Like, I mean, is it kind of like that?
I think it's faster than Fortnite for sure. Like the games go much faster.
See, CS:GO, I mean, that's a strategic game. I mean, you're talking about.
For me, it's a game that I prefer to just watch other people play rather than play it myself, because I'm not a very competitive person. That's one reason I stopped playing Overwatch, actually. It's just because it got to a point where I was actually angry not only at myself but the people around me, and I was like, nope, not gonna do it anymore.
You remember when they showed CS:GO on TV?
I think,
dude, that was the shit. I'm telling you, I stayed up all night to watch those tournaments on TV. Because I play competitive. I used to play competitive CS:GO. Oh, sorry about that.
No, you're fine.
Oh, I like how my phone is even like scam likely. Would you like to hang up? Yeah, I'd like to hang up. Get out of here, scam likely phone call. Yeah, I used to play competitive CS:GO way back yonder, and I do like small tournaments, local. So to watch those pros play and get like nothing but headshots and like I could only wish to be like that, but it was pretty cool.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's not saying that you're bad at the game. It's just I don't think I'd be good enough to hang with the better ones.
But I mean, equipment is performance. So if you have the equipment, you're gonna perform better than the other guys. That's the one thing that everybody wants to be ninja. Everybody wants to this. I mean, it's tough to be on that level when you don't have the equipment.
Well, it's not so much about the equipment. I would say the experience is actually much more.
No, if you have the experience and then you match it with the equipment, you're going to be a straight beast. Like, nobody's going to stop you.
Well, because here's the thing. If you look at some of the history of, like looking at Shroud, I'll use Shroud as an example. Shroud was originally was introduced to Counter-Strike from his dad. Like, his dad built computers, and that's how Shroud got into PCs and aiming. Was that, hey, here's a computer, let me show you how to build your own computer.
Yeah, but Shroud is a robot. Like,
but the thing is that's the point. He started, like, we're talking over 10 years ago. This is a guy who's had more than a decade's worth of experience.
Okay, I mean, I'll rephrase it a little bit. There are some instances where your performance without equipment, minimal basic equipment, yes, you can exceed expectation and dominate, but you can even get farther, I think, with matching it up with better equipment. Because then, I mean, the hertz on the screen, the mouse DPI, like the way that the buttons click. I mean, everything is like, I don't know what the word, bandwidth or something. The way you can minimize or maximize, mouse everything.
Well, yeah, I mean, as far as equipment is concerned, like it took me 3 years to build this computer to save up the money. And this computer is not even more than $1,700 if you add everything up.
Oh, wow.
And it took me 3 years to save up that kind of money because, well, I had bills to pay. Life gets in the way.
Right.
But, and even now, it's like this one's approaching its 2-year mark. I'm probably going to have to go out and get a new one. I'm probably going to have to buy a whole brand new PC setup and build. But if I do, I'm probably going to put more than $3,000 into it.
I've been using the same thing since I started streaming. I bought this at Walmart, $399, and I've been using it since I started my channel.
Mm-hmm.
So everything on my last channel, my Let's Play, all 1,300 videos, are all on this $399 HP Inspiron from Walmart.
That's nice, actually.
No, it's trash. I can barely stream. And
Well, I mean,
I'm lucky I can even stream like over 2 hours sometime before this thing just heats up and shuts down.
well, yeah, I mean, that's the thing is like I've said this before, and and you can even look up videos of other people who've said the exact same thing. I mean, it really doesn't take much to like stream on a web or make videos or anything like that. Really, most people can do it with their mobile phone. I mean, you've seen it with there's one channel that I watch recently. I can't remember the exact name of it, but these guys, they just record short 30-second videos on their phone and then they upload it, and that's it. That's their content. And some of these videos are even 20 seconds long. It doesn't matter. Like, they're just recording stuff because it's fun. Like, they don't have a big fancy setup. All they have is a shotgun at the end of each video, and the other guy's acting like he's about to get shot. And it makes me laugh every time. So
Sounds
I mean,
terrible.
really, I mean, as I would say, as a streamer, you work with what you have, and the same
Right.
goes for content creation. I mean, hell, I've been used it before I had my PC. I was using my PlayStation for a good 2 years, and I mean, I guess you work, like I say, whatever tools are at your disposal. I say a good craftsman always works with what he has, not with what he wishes he had. Which I
Well,
think,
I wish I had an Alienware computer.
well, what I would recommend is actually not buying something that's pre-bought or pre-built, not
Right.
pre-bought, but pre-built or pre-bought either. Don't buy one of them. But basically, I would say definitely do the research and just build your own PC, piece by piece. You'd be better off Frankensteining it, because then you have control over how much RAM you have, what kind of video card you want, what kind of processor, how much power you want this thing to have. Because you don't want something to have an already set limit for yourself,
Right.
because that to me is just going to limit you in the future. So I mean, like right now, I got what I felt was more than compatible. Like the 1050 Ti that I have in this computer is more than capable of supporting VR for long periods of time, and I think that's also because I have 16 gigs of RAM in here too.
That's a lot.
Well, yeah, I mean, originally my original decision was I wanted 32 gigs of RAM, and everyone told me I was crazy. And I was like, well, what if I want to do more things?
Right.
I know people who have 64 gigs of RAM in their computer, and they spent like $6,000 building him.
That sounds like a beast computer. Like, what do they need 64 gigs of RAM to do?
It depends on the quality of what they're doing. Like
Right.
they get no stream lag. They can go above 720p. They could probably do 4K with that amount of power.
I don't think I've ever seen a stream, unless my computer can't handle it. I never seen a stream that will allow me to click on the 4K button.
But yeah, I mean, basically, I do auto every time. Like I'm able to watch 1080p, and I don't mind. Really, I don't need 4K to be honest. I stream at 720. All my games are streamed at 720.
Yeah, that's where I leave mine too. Because most
Yeah.
phone screens, like people are gonna want to chat, so I like you can't chat with a landscape. You got to keep it in portrait. So I mean, why do I need to do any more than 720 if you're just gonna be typing to me?
Right. Yeah. Well, and that's the thing is like whenever I stream VR chat or any VR game at all, so OBS has this thing called in virtual capture, which
Right.
is essentially just being able to capture the left or the right eye of the headset that you're wearing. So I have it set to capture
Oh,
the
you're talking
left
about
eye.
with VR. Okay.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
like anytime I move my head, people are seeing my first person view, and then I can put a camera in the bottom of the screen and show people third person. So I can put my camera in the game any place I want in my room, in my play space,
Hey, that's
and
pretty cool.
yeah, people can see both sides.
Yeah.
And I would say, with the recent release of Half-Life Alyx, VR has definitely it's definitely jumped up in popularity for sure.
What's that? Half Life. You said Alex.
Yeah, it's the newest game from Valve.
Hmm.
They finally released a Half-Life game, and it was Half-Life Alyx, and it was a virtual reality video game where you actually played as one of the characters from the Half-Life series. And apparently, according to my friend, now this is just a rumor. Since this is going on YouTube, I may as well at least say
Right.
this is just a rumor. But according to a scene in the game, apparently there's a hint towards Half-Life 3 coming out sometime in the future. I don't know when, but apparently there's a hint of it. And even Valve said we're not done with the Half-Life series.
Yeah,
So
it's been a while. I mean, I have it on my Steam account, but I mean, this was like before CS 1.6. Like, I remember Half Life, but I haven't really heard new stuff about Half Life for so long.
right.
I
Yeah,
mean,
definitely. I'd recommend looking up some videos. Apparently Half-Life Alyx is really good.
well,
I haven't tried it myself. I haven't bought the game yet, but
I need to get me a VR headset first. So, with my PC, like, can I hook up the VR to my Xbox, or how does that work?
what it's really really hard. I don't know. You would first of all you would need a PC in order to play it,
All right.
and I would say definitely look up the minimum requirements for virtual reality. I probably would aim for an Oculus.
All right.
Uh, Oculus would probably take the least amount of RAM to run because I had one and it didn't take very much.
What'd you do with it?
It broke, so I had to send it back to the friend who gave it to me.
He gave
But
you your money back?
well, no, I didn't buy it. That's the thing. He gave it to me as a gift.
Oh,
And so I sent it back and I offered to buy him another one. And he said, no, that's fine. I'll just send it in for the warranty. So I was like, okay. So I used a portion of my check that I got back from the government and I bought me an HTC Vive.
nice. Do you have any plans for your stimulus check?
I'm planning on paying off my car because my sister talked me into it. I only owe $1,200 on the car.
Hmm,
And
that's
if
pretty
I
good.
get that money in, I may as well just go ahead and pay it off and start saving around 280 a month.
That's pretty good. 280 a month for your car, and then how much do you pay in gas normally?
Oh, the last time I paid for gas was actually last week when I had to go down to make a payment on the car.
So you only pay for gas when you gotta go pay for the car.
Well, no, it's like whenever I have to leave the house, you have to understand I haven't left the house since the 20th of March.
You know, it's
So
crazy since all this quarantine stuff. I know I said it on yesterday's podcast, but I haven't been to a McDonald's since. Like,
I haven't either.
it's. I mean, I don't have a car. I gave up my car. I just ride a bicycle everywhere.
Uh-huh.
Um, but normally, sometimes I would stop at a McDonald's, maybe get a burger. But like, you can only do drive through for like what 2 months now. I haven't even had one burger from McDonald's. Like, this is weird.
Hey,
Like
you
not
could do
being able to go into
Postmates.
like fast food places. What?
You could do Postmates or have a Uber
I don't. I
Eats.
don't. I mean, I don't want to do that. You know, I see. Well, I don't have a job right now because of the coronavirus. So like, spending money I don't have right now.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's a no go.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
Right. I'm scheduled to go back to work next week, so this will be my last week of quarantine unless something happens and I'm able to finally go back to work. Unless they actually say, "Hey, we need you to stay off for another 2 weeks." Really
That's
depends.
pretty cool. See, I actually had during this whole time, I decided that I should get a job, and I actually had an interview, and they gave me the job, but then I actually declined to go. This was like a week or two, maybe 2 weeks ago. I
Hmm.
called them up and said, no, I don't want to risk it. I'm staying home. Thank you for the offer. They were understanding. I mean, a lot of people were quitting. It was a grocery store. It was overnight stocking.
Yeah.
But I don't want to risk it.
Yeah, I understand. That's smart. That's not. That's you being smart.
Yeah, I mean, if they're going to pay me to stay home with the stimulus check, okay. I mean, that pays for rent for like 2 months. So I'm cool with chilling for 2 months.
Hey, yeah. I mean, just gotta work. Just gotta make sure to put some away for food.
Dude, I've been eating nothing but ramen. Ramen is bay right now. Just hot spicy shrimp ramen, all kind of the chicken ramen, everything ramen, and monster
I
drinks and energy drinks.
Yeah, we have 3 people in the house to feed, including 2 cats and 1 dog. So
Oh,
we had to make
nice,
sure we stocked up. So we stocked up on pretty much as we could. And I have my own 24 pack of Monster, by the way.
nice, nice. Tell me, how often do you stream on your Twitch?
I try to stream every night. Like I basically since the quarantine though, I've had to kind of cut back on it because my sister she needs the internet, she needs the bandwidth for her job. Like she does conference calls and stuff, so she
Right,
needs the to be able to answer the phone
like
and
with
do a video
that
call.
Zoom thing.
I don't know if it's Zoom. I don't know what app she uses specifically. I don't know. Maybe it's FaceTime. I don't know.
You know,
But
I was going to ask you. Sorry if I'm changing subjects so quick.
no, you're
Um,
fine.
okay, so coronavirus,
Hmm.
elections, Trump. You think he's going to be reelected because of all this?
I think it's too early to say, to be honest. I mean, it really. I want to look at what's going to happen in the next few months. Basically, I will say
Well,
that
I ask it like that, like because I don't know if it's even a contest right now. Like, I think it may be so put on the back burner because we're kind of going through like a crisis that he may just be reelected because of this, and there
hmm
won't even be like nobody to disrupt it. I mean, it's just I feel like it's just going to happen. I feel like he's going to be president again.
Yeah, I mean, well, what I will say is, well, first of all, I would say yes because of the fact that he's actually done pretty well for the last couple of years in
Yep.
terms of the direction that the country's gone. In terms of doing his job, he's doing his job, so I can't complain in that regard. Um, do I think he's going to be reelected? I would say if it was between you know who were the candidates, it was Biden and Sanders. Then
No,
yes.
Bernie. I just read an article is back in Biden now.
Okay, well, if it's Biden, then Trump's gonna win.
Yeah, Biden. I mean, he has dementia right now. Like he keeps forgetting. Like I don't know how into some of the stuff you are, but if you go watch like the latest interview with Biden, like he'll forget halfway in the interview and just start saying some weird crap.
Yeah, I've seen that happen as well, but also I've seen people also like talk about that stuff, but they're also making proper defenses of the guy. But it's like if you have to defend the guy, is he really gonna be good for, the White House? If you have to defend him.
Right.
I mean, I'm just saying, I mean, at least Trump's an asshole, but at least he lets you know it.
Yeah, which is cool. Sometimes we need a guy to let you know how he's feeling. I
I
mean,
mean, that's why Clinton won, that's why Bush won. It's just like, hey folks, I'm completely full of shit. No lie.
no lie.
And they got elected.
Yeah. Well, the one thing that I like to say came out of this Trump presidency. I mean, I like Trump. I mean,
I got nothing against him. I mean, my deal is that I didn't care if it was going to be Trump or Hillary in there, to be honest, because at the end of the day, I support my president. It doesn't matter who it
right.
is
I
and what side
mean,
of the aisle they are.
he
I
he
support my
earned he
president.
earned that spot. I mean, that's like the highest ranking in the country. Like he got it.
Oh yeah.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
Well, what's also actually, and something that a lot of people really kind of glossed over, is this guy refused to take any money during his presidency. He's making enough off of his own business. He's like, fuck it. You know what? Don't give that money to me. That's $400,000 a year, by the way. He denied.
Yeah,
So he said,
I have heard it's a lot of money. What I was gonna say is the one thing that I have noticed during this presidency is how fake news the media is. Like I don't know if you can recount, but there were I think it was CNN or Fox
mm-hmm.
right before Trump became president. They were talking about Clinton. 98% of the polls were saying that she was going to win. So like those who voted for Trump were probably blindsided that he even won because if you looked at any of the news sites, most of them said that Clinton was going to win by a huge like they were counting it and it was like yeah Clinton's win. And then if you were to fall asleep and wake up the next day and you'd be like and heard that Trump won, you're going to be like what the fuck?
Yeah,
What,
yeah.
I mean, where did this come from?
Well, I mean, the thing of it is that the reason that Trump won is because he essentially became what everyone was trying to turn him into, but he also, that his greatest weakness became his greatest strength, and that was memes and jokes.
Yeah,
People
right.
continued to joke about him, and rather
Confefe.
than, rather than ignore those jokes like everyone else does, he embraced them. He
Right.
actually said, you know what, fuck it, make jokes, go for it. I embrace it. And instead, he focused on us electing him. It was like the big middle finger. Like, you know what? Fuck all of you who can't take a joke.
Dude, I love it when he did like those off the collar comments, like the power went out during one of his speeches. I don't know if you remember that.
I don't remember
And
that.
he's like, you know what? They probably didn't pay their electric bill. Keep the lights off. That's what they
I
get.
remember that. I
Yeah, yeah,
remember
yeah.
that now that you actually said that.
Like things like
Uh,
that. That's pretty cool. That's why I like Trump.
oh yeah. Well, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying we haven't had funny presidents in the past. I
Right.
would say if you go back and look at some of the funny dinners from like even back in the days of Reagan, I
Right.
would say there was a lot of funny jokes being said by presidents and vice presidents. I'm gonna say that they actually do have a good sense of humor. Even Obama made me crack up a bit. So
Obama
I
was
would
big
say.
about his BlackBerry. Like, he was hip. Like, oh, he had a BlackBerry. He's one of us. Panda says in chat, I don't like him as a man.
Well, that's fine. You don't have to like the guy, but at the same time, I'm of the mindset, whether you love him or you hate him, you like him, dislike him, it doesn't matter. He's still our president, and he's the one who has full like he's the one that's protecting us from other countries. Like he's the one that's standing between. Like he actually freaking because Syria was like doing some bad stuff. Trump actually legit fired missiles at a
Yeah, he blew up
base.
their airport.
Yeah, so it's just like, hey, that's a slap on the hand.
I think that
Next
was the
time,
largest non-atom bomb. I don't know what you call it. The largest non-atom bomb that we sent out, and we
yeah,
blew up
and
all of
that's
Syria's
basically him saying
airports.
that's basically him saying that was a slap on the wrist, and the next time it's a punch in the face, and it's not going to be pretty.
Right.
And that's the kind of president I want, not someone who is going to wonder what the fuck to do next and what buttons to push.
The one thing that I've been thinking about lately is Korea. Like, Korea, we all know, don't treat their citizens right. Like we heard a lot of stories like they're in poverty. A lot of them, like you got the the class and then you got the high class. There's no in between. So like with all this
Right.
coronavirus stuff going on, I mean, I haven't read a single article about North Korea at all, but I wonder how they're like what's going on. I wonder if they're having high death rates right now because of how bad it is, like how communistic their country is. They're
Mm-hmm.
probably not even treating the lower class citizens there.
Yeah, I mean, really, I think but that goes for every country right now. Every country is trying to deal with their own corona problem in terms of quarantine. I mean, I don't know how Korea is doing it, and maybe it's for the best that we don't know. It's like
Oh, well,
at the end of the day,
I think we kind of have an idea of what's going on, possibly. I mean, have you heard of? Man, I just read an article. Some kind of South American country. They were burning bodies in the middle of the street because people were just dropping dead because they don't have the advancements in technology to see if you have coronavirus. Like, there was a picture. There was multiple pictures where just people were just being caught on fire in the middle of the road, and people were just walking around it
mm-hmm.
because
I did not.
they don't have the they're third world.
Yeah, I don't know, to be honest, exactly what. I do know the only thing I heard about recently is I think the president of Venezuela recently got indicted by the American government, and he's the first one to actually be. He's the first ever president outside of this country to actually be indicted for a crime while he's outside the country.
Hmm.
And that's essentially crimes against their people or whatever.
Right.
It's absolutely insane.
I think it is Ecuador. Bodies
Ecuador.
on sidewalk. I can copy paste this link in the chat. Hospitals are running out of everything, and so they're just. Oh, I gotta
Wait,
subscribe. I hate these little websites. Oh, please subscribe, and you can read this article.
Blah.
Blah. I know, right?
Nah, it's all good. It's all good. Like I say, I'll probably look into it later.
So outside of Twitch and quarantine, what else are you doing? Like, are you going like exercising outside? I mean, like in the morning times, I ride my bike about 5 miles, but there's some like nature trails that I barely see anybody on. I mean, are you going out at all, or are you legit just hunkering down?
I'm just kind of me and the boy are hunkering down. We've been mainly just watching videos and catching up on movies. Like my dad is upset with me because there's a few movies I haven't seen that he's upset about. Like I haven't finished the Star Wars movies yet. I haven't even, but apparently we're watching them in chronological order. So
Oh,
like
okay.
it goes the
One through
first
seven.
three. like the first three, then it goes Rogue, then it goes Han Solo story, then it goes the original trilogy, episodes 4, 5, and 6, and then it's gonna start with the last three that just came out. So I haven't seen. There's 5 of them that I haven't seen in there. I haven't seen Rogue. I haven't seen Han Solo.
I haven't seen Han Solo either. I don't think I'll ever see that.
And I haven't seen any of the new ones. I haven't seen Force Awakens.
I think that was that the first one. I watched the first one. I hated it. I didn't care for the Last Jedi, was it? Or
I heard that none of the characters like really people don't really connect too much with the characters. That's really one of the.
I mean, Mark Hamill. There was an article on him in an interview where he's like, "Yeah, this isn't my Mark Hamill, like my Luke Skywalker. This isn't me. I don't like this the way that they're portraying him. But like, this is Disney's Star Wars, so whatever they want is, And he talked about that in depth, how he didn't really like the direction his character was going in.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because I mean, it doesn't. There's a definitive line between what is a Star Wars film and what isn't a Star Wars film. The same goes for Star Trek. I've heard bad reviews over the latest Star Trek series that came out called Picard, and like everybody.
Oh yeah. You're talking about the new ones where they actually brought back
Jean-Luc Picard. Patrick Stewart and
Patrick
Jonathan
Stewart.
Frakes, Brent Spiner, and a few others.
Well, like, I think he knew that like he's getting up there. Like he's like in his 70s now. Like this could be the last thing he does. So I think he like full circling back to doing a Star Trek show again before he dies. I mean,
well, no, I wouldn't say that. I mean, he's getting up there, but I mean, so is Will Shatner. But you don't see Shatner actually wanting to do another one.
No, I don't. Yeah, because he doesn't care about it no more.
Well, I mean, he still goes on tour and shares the Wrath of Khan and tells stories about it. Right. He was at our casino here in my hometown.
Shatner?
Yeah, Shatner is on tour. He just goes around, he shows you the movie, and then he's like, "So this is what it was like to work alongside."
Yeah, he does that little pause thing.
Leonard Nimoy.
That's funny. Have you seen the kind of the newish one, like the Wrath of the Khan, the new one with Andrew Cumberbatch?
Benedict.
Yeah. Was it Benedict? Why am I thinking Andrew Cumberbatch?
Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yep.
Yeah, you're talking about Into Darkness. It was really good. Yes.
Yeah.
I love the new. First of all, I love the new Star Trek films.
Right.
I think those were very, very good. Yeah, all 3 of them were good, and I got pissed when my ex-girlfriend actually told me, "It's like I went and saw it without you." I was like, "You went and saw it without me? Why? You couldn't wait 2 days?" That was when, because apparently it came out. She went and saw it in the theater on Thursday night, and I was going to go with her on the weekend. That was what we planned on, and she went behind my back and watched it without me. I was like, God damn it. No wonder we're exes now.
Right? For those big movies, I try to watch them with an audience because an audience reaction changes some of the scenes. I think like if you were to watch it by yourself but you're not sure how you're supposed to react to a scene, but then everybody else reacts to it, and you're like, okay, yeah, this is exactly how I thought it was. It's different when you're doing it by yourself. You don't get that shared experience with the other audience.
Ironically, one of my favorite audience reactions that I was a part of actually came from a movie that it was called Law Abiding Citizen.
With Mr. 300, Spartan.
Yeah, I want to say yes.
What's his name?
Is it Jude Law?
No. Jude Law's not in that.
No, not
Spartacus. We'll just call him Spartacus. It's at the tip of my tongue.
Yeah.
Jamie Foxx is in it, and
Jamie Foxx is in it, and but basically, like, I guess I don't want to spoil it, but there was one scene that made everybody jump out of their seats.
You're talking about the phone.
Yeah, the phone.
Yep.
The phone part.
How did I know you're going to talk about the phone?
Yeah, because that one part did scare. Because after it made us all jump, everyone's in the theater started laughing because like, hey, we all jumped at the same time. We're all good. We're good.
And if I remember, you're talking about the judge picked up the phone.
Yeah, the judge picked up the phone.
And then immediately her head exploded.
Yeah, that was the part that I was talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to. I didn't want to talk about it in case, or I didn't want to go too far into it unless.
No, it's too late. That movie's been out for like 10 years. So go ahead, spoil it.
Has it been out for 10 years?
Yeah, I think it was on like Netflix the other day.
Huh. Interesting. I haven't seen it in quite a while. honestly. Oh, you know what? He's also been in other movies. I don't know if you've seen Olympus Has Fallen, but
Um,
apparently
it's on
there's an
Netflix now too.
yeah.
Angel has fallen. The part two to that.
It's actually part three because apparently part two, my dad told me, is London has fallen or something like that.
Mm.
It's like him in the UK.
Gerald Butler, that's his name.
Gerard Butler.
Yes,
Yes.
Mr. Nine
Uh,
Pack Abs.
he is a good actor.
Yeah, he's pretty good. A lot of people don't realize he's from like I think like Australia or something, or he has a thick accent. Like so, for him
Yeah.
to do American accents, it's very tough for him.
Oh yeah, but he gets it. He gets his point across. I mean, so it was difficult for who's the guy who played House? He was actually British.
I've never seen that, but I know who you're talking about.
So yeah. I can't remember his name, but the guy who plays House is actually British, and Hugh Jackman, even though he sounds American, he's Australian
He's
too.
Australian. Yep.
So I mean, these guys really do a good job in terms of like getting out there, like in terms of acting. Like that, I could never fake an Irish accent if you asked me. I don't think I'd want to try.
You would probably piss off a lot of Australians and New Zealanders too, because a lot of people get confused an Australian accent from a New Zealand accent, and you could probably offend a few people if you pronounce a certain thing the wrong way.
I know I hang out with a lot of friends. A lot of my friends that I hang out with in VR chat, a lot of them are from places like the UK, Sweden, Australia. You know, they're from all different parts of the world, and we can all hang out like literally feet apart from each other in the game. And still, it feels like a physical experience because I'm walking around my room and I'm walking away from them and towards them.
You ever feel like you're in like Inception when you're hanging out with them?
It really depends on what world I'm in. I would say, here's the thing: it's even weirder because of the fact that it's like being whatever avatar that you are. There are some avatars that are as tall as, oh, what is it? Like, imagine being as tall as a skyscraper, and then being as tiny as an ant. You can be any size you want in the game, and here's the thing: whatever size you are, that is what size the VR is going to interpret for you. So when you're an ant, you're looking up at everybody, and when you're a skyscraper,
Wow.
you're looking down at everyone, and it shrinks them to that level.
So now that we're talking about VR again, the picture behind you on my background here, that's your avatar?
Yes, that was created for me by a friend of mine. He said, "Well, what kind of animal do you want it to be? Do you want it to be a human? Do you want it to be a fox, or anything like that?" I said fox because that was the first thing that popped into my head. I was like, "Yeah, let it be a fox," because there's too many cats and dogs in the game as it is. So,
Okay. I'm gonna pull up
and
that clip and show it on the stream real quick.
of what?
Of okay, so a fan created that for you.
Yeah, a fan did create that for me. Yes, and his name's World Hopper. He did an amazing job. And actually, it says in the description of the video that it was created in 10. It was created in 10 hours, but he sped this up to basically 4,000 times to squeeze it into a 2-minute video.
10 hours? Oh my god,
Mm-hmm.
that's
Yeah.
that's pretty brutal.
Oh yeah, but I'm not the only one that he's actually drawn for.
No, all right.
But the amount of detail that he puts into it is
So
astonishing.
do you create your VR guy yourself in game, or do you have to have like an artist create your VR guy for you?
No, it was I kind of let everyone take the ropes in terms of what avatars they make for me. Like this is one of maybe 20 that I have.
All right.
And I just tell them the color scheme, I want the circuit boards, and that's pretty much it.
And then they'll create it for you.
And then they'll basically, after that, they have full creative freedom to do whatever they want. And basically, this was one of my earlier avatars. It's actually the emotes on my channel.
What do you call this avatar in game? Like, what is this avatar's name?
Its actual file name is Floofy Fox because of the 9 tails
Floofy
behind it.
Fox. Nice.
Yeah, because it's based on a 9-tail fox design. So and it's actually based on another avatar that another person used. He's a partnered Twitch streamer, but there's no rules against taking the avatar. As long as you take the avatar and you actually like make it transformative enough, like this
Right.
to me makes it transformative.
Now,
So,
okay, so the one on the left, is that the one that he's copying from?
yeah,
So that's the one from the Twitch partner?
no, that's actually mine.
Okay, gotcha.
And also, one interesting fact: you see in the picture that my arms are crossed.
Right.
So about I would say close to 3/4 of a pound, almost a full pound.
You
And
kind of cut out there. What's on your arms?
the controllers that I use, they're extremely heavy, or they can get heavy over time. So basically, in order to offset the weight, I'll actually I'll cross my arms in order to let the controllers rest on my elbows. So that's why my arms are crossed in the picture.
Gotcha.
So
now I'm sure if say if I got a VR set today, I'm sure there's like pre-made avatars I can just go in and start, right?
yes, there is actually. You have plenty of avatars to choose from. I would say now it actually the list has expanded since the game's been updated multiple times, and also you can go to other avatar worlds and pick a custom avatar that someone else has created, and you can just use that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Do you have like a treadmill set at home that you can walk on, like pretend walk?
I actually, so when you set up your VR, you're going to set up your play space. So that's basically you're going to go and click on each point of your wall, and then that sets the dimensions of your play space. So this way you don't accidentally bump into your wall. So in VR, cage, you'll see a kind of a blue cage pop up. That's your play space. And that prevents you from walking into walls or walking into objects. Usually you want a large play space. Like me, I have probably about 5 to 8 feet to work with, maybe 10 feet more. My room is long ways, so basically play space is real important, and making sure that you don't have any obstacles that you trip over, because even worrying about the cable itself.
Now, does the cable come from your ceiling, or do you just...
No, it runs along the floor straight to the computer.
My buddy's set up, he has kind of like a pulley system.
Down.
Yeah, like a top down, and it kind of like swivels around so it doesn't get tangled.
Mm-hmm.
And he has his set up from that.
Yeah, I've seen people do the similar, and the reason that they do that is just because of the fact that they've probably tripped and broken cables in the past, so they wanted a way to actually mitigate that. Most people nowadays, though, are actually just swapping out their cables for wireless setup, which the wireless setup can run for about 2.5 to 3 hours before needing to fully recharge.
Oh, pretty cool. So tell us about your other avatars. So you got Floofy, Fox Lady. What are your other ones?
Oh man, a majority of them are mainly foxes. Like I've got one of my newest avatars it's a mix, really. It is really a big mix. But majority of the avatars that I use are largely, essentially just like that. They're green. As long as they're green, and as long as they have the circuits, I'd say that really just kind of measure that. That's all I really care about.
That's funny.
Yeah. I mean, it makes it to where people can better recognize me or whatnot.
Right, it's very unique.
Mm-hmm.
Because I remember when you used to make YouTube channel videos on your YouTube channel, I think even all your thumbnails was green.
To a certain extent, yes. Basically, it was just my little logo, which everything on the Twitch channel just got revamped recently, like I would say last year. And then I'm going to get another revamp of everything, like new emotes are going to come whenever I have the ability to put more, like if I can get more emote spots on Twitch, and I'm going to add more emotes so people will have more choices to pick.
So is your headphone guy, did you create that, or is that like a just a copy paste emote?
I actually made that in 2014 on Call of Duty Advanced Warfare's emblem creator. So what happened was I wanted an image that if I killed someone, then it would be an image that would either upset them or piss them off. And I thought, what better than a smiley little face just staring right at them, going, hey.
Hey, look at me.
And I thought that was the perfect. I thought it was the perfect idea at the time, so I
That's pretty
kept it
funny.
because I liked it. It took me 3 hours to make that. Actually, as simple as it is,
Well, I
you
mean,
know.
if I remember correctly, it's all pixel, right?
Yeah, a large. Well, I gave it to an artist,
Right.
and they did a 3D rendition. So this
Hmm.
version that you see on the screen now is the 3D version of it. But the 2D version took me forever because I was trying to find a background that could actually show like without using green. So I wanted green to pop because it was actually easier to see.
Right. Hmm. That's pretty cool. Um, Now, does I know we have like 7 people here. You
Hmm.
guys have any questions for Circuitry? Since there's quite a few of y'all here, I'm sure he wouldn't mind answering some of your questions if y'all had anything to ask him.
Yeah, I got time.
You got anything to ask me now that you have my attention?
Well, yeah, obviously you're handling quarantine well. You've got the stimulus check coming in that's going to pay your rent for the next
Well,
couple months.
I think
Are
it's
you,
coming
are
in.
you,
I mean, I don't have it yet. I hope it's coming in. I mean, I
yeah,
did do my taxes both years, same bank account information, so I hope it's going to be there very soon. If not, well, then you may see me on the street.
yeah. Are you focusing more on content creation during this time period?
No, I'm just focusing on doing nothing, thinking about life, where life could take me once this is all done.
Hmm.
As much as I should be creating content, I mean, this is a perfect opportunity. Create the crap out of all this content, slap it on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Mixer, because now I have nothing but time. But now it's like now that I have nothing but time, I just want to chill and just relax for a little bit.
Yeah, I feel you on that. Like, honestly, I'm just ready to get back to work as soon as possible. Like, once this quarantine lifts, I'm gonna be happy to finally uh, get back to work and see my coworkers because I really do miss them. They're really good people.
Are they paying you through all this, or are you like,
They are paying me. Yes, they are
that's
paying me.
freaking cool?
So
So,
yeah.
when's the next update for you at work?
Unless I receive one this week, I go back to work on the 20th at 7:30 in the morning.
That is 7 days. Hey, that's not bad.
That's 1 week from today.
That's pretty good. I don't see any questions coming in, but
Hmm.
circuitry. I want to go ahead and I think this is a good stopping point for us. Um,
Okay.
would you want to do this again sometime?
Oh, absolutely. This was fun. Thank you for having me on. I appreciate it.
Definitely. I know you have a podcast. Maybe you can kind of squeeze me in on your podcast sometime.
Oh yeah, I'll definitely talk to I'll talk to them and see what's up.
You want to
Because
tell
we
everybody your links and where to find you at?
I'm at twitch.tv/circuitry, and I'm also on YouTube as well. Just search basically the same name on all platforms. I'm on Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch.
Pretty cool. Well, circuitry. Thanks again, and I hope you have a great day.
Thank you very much.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
So, guys, nice little podcast we did with Circuitry. His links will all be in the descriptions down below. So if you guys want to check him out, go ahead. And if you have any questions, you can leave them as a comment, and I'll make sure to pass them over to him. So if he can probably answer them in the comment section as well. Well, take care, everybody. Make sure you guys hit that like and follow button, and I'll see you on the next podcast. Bye, everybody.